This message is a message to a particular friend of mine, but it will be universally applicable. And I don't know who I am channeling, but I am definitely channeling a higher consciousness. And it might even be Jesus, but generally I don't give names to any of the messages that come through me. I just want to keep it neutral and just attribute it to higher consciousness, to something higher than I was able to understand in my three-dimensional box, right? The mind. So take it as a channel from your favorite ascended master, or just a higher, the higher source, the source of higher consciousness. Here goes. Do you wish to make peace with your family members, with your children? Then here is how you can achieve that. You do not need to deny Jesus. You do not need to deny or forsake Jesus. But what you need to deny is your need to control the sovereign souls that are your children. You need to deny and let go of the need to control the want to have them believe and think in the same way that you believe and think. This need to control is from our egoic trap. And that is the element that keeps enmity within families. This need, this egoic need to control what the children should believe, how the children should believe, how the children should conduct their life. And that creates tension, that creates friction, that creates hostility, that creates enmity. My Christian friends often rely on the writings of Scripture, where certain things have been said about Jesus, and they have been taken as absolute truth. For instance, I have not come to bring peace, but to bring a sword and division among family. What is not understood when people read the words of Jesus is that even Jesus spoke things from his ego self. He had a human side to himself, just as every one of us has. And he had to learn to dissolve the control of the ego, which he did toward the end of his life, that he was not ruled by ego and by the need to control the sovereign free will of another human being. See, free will and sovereignty is every soul's right. And we should not seek for another person to conform to our way of thinking, to our way of believing. But if we want to make peace, we must offer one another the same acceptance that we offer to ourselves, the same forgiveness, the same love, regardless of the choices that people make There's beauty in the freedom of having the choice, having the freedom to make a choice that does not conform with yours, that does not conform with mine. That's the beauty of free will and experiencing it without condemnation. For God does not condemn the choices that we make. We condemn ourselves and we condemn one another. So bringing this back to make peace in your families. And this is not a message that was written down because Jesus had ascended, and the only messages available from the ascended Jesus are now messages that are channeled through people that channel the ascended masters. So open yourself to the message of peace, because we are all waiting for the Prince of Peace, right? To bring peace into our relationships. You can do that by denying your ego, denying your need and your want to control and to direct the lives of others. Just love, just be accepting, just be kind, and see the value of the divine soul that is in your children, that is in your husband, that is in your wife, that is in your spouse. See the divine beauty of the soul and cherish the freedom that each soul has to live out their human experience. Love will bring peace. Non-judgment will bring peace. And you can do all of this without needing to deny Jesus. You just have to understand that some of the sayings that Jesus said in the Bible were either sayings that came from his ego, his lower self, or they are sayings that our own ego is going to construe to strengthen, bolster our egoic need to be validated in our controlling egoic ways. So be careful of that. Deny your ego. Deny the need to control another human being. And peace and love can return into your midst, and harmony, and you can experience heaven on earth. Be blessed.